So today's episode is going to be a little bit different. Yes, as of today, the end of March, I actually don't even know what day it is. These days all just blend together right now, but it's Friday. By the time this episode makes it online, it's probably going to be Saturday. So hello folks from the past, how are you doing? Normally what I do is I would take some things that people have sent to me and then I answer some questions about it and I discuss it. I go into a little bit of depth about it, or I would just go out into the public and I would talk to people about it. But today, obviously I'm not going to be talking to strangers. As a result, I'm left with, two other options, which is, me talking to you people, which was not the original intent of this channel. My original intent was to remain completely behind closed doors, maybe show up in a video once or twice ever, but as the times change, you have to change with them or you get left behind, right? Welcome to the end of March. It is 2020. The apocalypse is going on with the coronavirus. We've got all kinds of, we have no idea what's going on. Half the world is out of work right now. But that's a lot of negative stuff, right? And in times like these, in these difficult, trying times, it is very easy to focus in on the negative. It's easy to focus in on what's going wrong with the world. It's easy to focus in on, all the bad stuff. So in times like this, what I want to do is I want to spread some positivity in the world. I want to show the world, hey, guys, yeah, things are pretty bad right now, but there's still a lot of good in the world. There's still a lot of people that are doing some nice things. So what I did earlier today is I took some time and I browsed through the wonderful world of the internet, and I found some stories of people just doing nice things for other people during this whole coronavirus thing. And I'm gonna read off some of them to you, and this is just what I found. So this is off of a page, the webpage of Humans of New York. It's a great website. You should definitely go check them out. They've got great content. Pretty much what they do is they take people's, they take stories that people tell and they just put them out there and just, give a human perspective on what it is to be a human. This particular story says, it reads like this. It started with a heavy chest. Then I began to have a fever and dry cough. They're doing car tests in Minnesota, but I didn't have a car, so I ended up walking to the ER. They put me in isolation. I wasn't even allowed to use the restroom, so I had to pee in a bucket. Then they tested me and sent me home. I've been waiting on the results for days. There hasn't been much to do, so naturally I've been scrolling through Grindr. A couple of days ago, this older guy sent me a message. My profile name is Bernie 2020, so he says, "Hi Bernie." I explained that I had just been tested, and he tells me that he's a retired doctor. He starts asking about my symptoms. He wants to know if he can bring me anything since my family lives out of state. What a nice guy. And this whole time he's calling me Bernie, but I don't have the heart to correct him. I wanted to test to see if he was a real doctor, so I took a picture of my hand and asked him to identify my congenital birth defect. He nailed it in less time than he could possibly Google it, so I figured he was legit. And who's going to kidnap a person with coronavirus? So I gave him my address. The very next day, he shows up with a perfect little portion of salmon, asparagus, 4 pears, and some very expensive looking granola bars. We barely spoke. He seemed more nervous than I did. He just dropped it on the steps, walked quickly back to his car and said, "Good luck." That is really cool. That there's people in this day and age, just strangers going out of their way just to help people, Here's another one that actually a friend sent to me. And this is actually, he took a screenshot on Instagram, right? And so this picture is, what I see an old man being indoors. There's like what looks like a respirator or some medical device on the table next to him. He's sitting on the couch. He has a phone to his ears, and he's sitting by the window, and by the window is a younger man. I can only assume that that's his son, or someone, or at least somebody very close to him, or a good friend of some sort, who's also sitting down on the other side of the window Now this person, now he's outdoors and he's also on the phone, and it looks like they're talking to each other because they're looking at each other. This is the caption reads as such: my assisted living is on lockdown, so he comes every day to see his dad, and they talk through the phone. Sweetest thing ever. And this is actually from the Shark Damon's Instagram, the guy who's on Shark Tank. Awesome guy, definitely give him a follow. Underneath that, he personally wrote, don't forget, just because we're separated doesn't mean we should be disconnected. Take this time to continue nurturing your relationships or even make some new ones. It's more important now than ever to put in that extra effort. And that is really cool. So pretty much after I found those two, I did some more digging because I'm like, all right, there has to be more people doing really awesome things out there. So I came across this webpage. It's called the Courier Journal, and this is a woman. Her name is Veda Morgan, and she posted up an article. You can see the link in the description down below if you want to read it yourself. She collected a bunch of stories, and it looks like she's still accepting more stories as well. And just some of the stories go as such. This one's actually pretty cool. The title of this story is "Young Couple Offers Assistance," right? And the story is, I am a senior living in Beachmont. Monday, I found a note in my mailbox from a young neighbor couple offering to do anything they can to help me out, and even said I could pass their numbers on to other seniors I know that might need help. They included their names and phone numbers. I was really touched by their offer. I am fortunate enough to have 3 adult children in town who call often to check on me, but it's nice to know that someone is right down the street in an emergency. And there's a couple more in here. There's actually a lot in here. This one's actually pretty cool. So this one isn't an individual, but this is a large corporation. It's titled "Huge Donation from Caesars," and I'm assuming this is like the Caesars Casino Hotel. Yes, it's that one. So this is how this one reads. Caesars Southern Indiana Hotel and Casino donated more than 1,000 pounds of food to Hope, Southern Indiana, including 822.65 pounds of produce, 120 pounds of bread, 65 pounds of meat, 50 pounds of dairy. For you kids at home from school, how much does that add up to? Anyways, Angie Gaff is the director of Hope, Southern Indiana, which will help distribute the food to those in need. And it goes on to give thanks to this person, and yeah, and all the way at the bottom of the article is pretty much the same message that I'm giving to you guys. Keep the uplifting stories coming, and we will continue to share them with our readers. You can send her her stories at vmorgan@courierjournal.com, and it shows a phone number here, but I'm not going to read that out loud. You guys can go to the website if you want and just send her a video if you want, or give her a phone call if you want. But yeah, in much the same way, if you guys have any stories of kindness, that it doesn't have to be of you, it could be someone you know, or just things you've seen throughout your daily life this past couple weeks, send them on in, and let's see what we can do to keep this world turning, keep it a positive place, because there's a lot of scary things going on right now. The virus is just one of them, but let's not let that take that away from the fact that the world is still a really, really awesome place to live. We've got a lot of awesome people that are just drive over to some random guy's house that they met online and just drop off food, don't even say a word, and just go back home. And in the spirit of all this, I encourage you guys to find a way that you can give back to your community as well, whether it's you want to send me a video, or send me some stories, or send Veda Morgan some stories, or if you just want to share stories of your own, type some things up, send them in, and we'll get the stories out. Let's keep the world running. Let's keep it a positive place. If you guys liked this video, don't forget to comment down below. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to subscribe. If you think it's share worthy, share it. That would be wonderful. If not, just let me know what I can do to help you guys out more, because at the end of the day, This is all for you people. Thank you very much and have a great day. And stay safe.